Hey everybody, welcome to Macro Talk 2. Didn't think I would make it back for this, but here I am. What a week it has been. Amazing. I was starting to put together today's live stream when I got to number 15 on the list of things I needed to tell you about, and I thought, well, that's the whole live stream right there, because there's so much I want to talk to you about. So that's what I'm going to do. It's a mixed bag. There's plenty of stuff in here, real content, as well as stories from Florida. But let's get to it. This Saturday, 10 o'clock in the morning, after Stack, Bud Parrott and I will be reviewing photographs, looking at how you edit them, and helping if we can. We'll all be helping, actually. It's a round table, a discussion, and that's going to be at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. At 12:30 we have a makeup per Zoom, which is because I was gone last weekend, so we're doing it this weekend. So that is at 12:30. If you are a Patreoner and you don't normally get to come, you should come on Saturday. We're going to have good fun. 12:30 until we get done, probably 2:30 or thereabouts. So that's the plan. I figured out what was wrong with my microphone. I needed to throw it against the wall a couple of times. I did, and now it works. So that's that. Now, I was gone last week, and we had a couple of days without live streams, which is probably not a bad thing, but I do want to tell you where I was and what I was doing, because I had a really fun week. I drove down to Tampa, which is a town in Florida, on the left-hand side, about halfway down, and went to a convention, a conference, a camera conference. It was the FCCC, or FCCC, the Florida Camera Clubs Council annual convention. They really need to work on the name. There ought to be something snazzy and snappy that they could use. But anyway, it was a fantastic meeting. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And this is the book that I picked up from it, the whole program. And this is not a thrown together thing. This is a very professional meeting. And there were some really cool people there. It was wonderfully organized. It went so smoothly. I thoroughly enjoyed my talks. I got to meet some nice people. But the kind of quality of the talks that I saw, and the people that I met, was really very high. I just wanted to show you. Look, who's this guy? There you go. So now you know how high the quality was. But they had an equipment expo there as well, so you could browse through some really cool equipment. Some of the people there, Kirsten Hines was there. That's this lady, and we'll be talking about her a little bit in just a minute. But she was doing a bird photography, a workshop on Friday, and look at the titles of these things: camera settings, still life, a dramatic lighting, birds in flight, headshots, drone workshop, flowers. Let me see, it gets better. So these are just the workshops on Friday. Saturday was when the meeting proper started, and all kinds of great topics. Close-up photography, obviously, close to our heart. How to win a photo award. That'll never work, but yep, that was one of the talks. Advanced features of the Nikon Z. Yeah, that was a good one. Let me see. There were a couple of others that I went to. Look at this one. Macro on a budget. That was me. And very well received. Thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'm telling you this because, oh look, Christy Odom was there as well. Yep, doing advanced wildlife photography techniques. So this was a really top-notch meeting. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and am planning to go back next year. I hope I get invited to go back next year. But I'll go anyway. And I just want to put it in your head. If you don't go to many meetings, this would be one I think you would thoroughly enjoy going to. There are so many good topics, good people. The location is fantastic. It's not actually in Tampa. It's south of Tampa, in a place called Bradenton. Don't think I would necessarily move there, but yeah, it was nice, and it was a lot warmer than up here. So that was the session, and many thanks to Mr. Robert Wester, who sponsored my visit to the conference and made it all possible. It would not have happened without him, so I'm extremely grateful for that. And put it on your calendar for next year. Don't actually put it on your calendar, because I'm not actually sure when it's going to be, but it's going to be sometime probably around this same date in 2026. And I think you should go. If you go, I'll see you there, because I'll be going. Fantastic week. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Not counting the drive, which I'll tell you about later. Didn't enjoy that. The competition is over for March. It's just started for April, but people have been turning in random pictures because I haven't told you what the competition is. I'll do that now. But first, the What Is It competition is over. I haven't had a chance to judge it. I will judge it before Tuesday, and we'll do the results on Tuesday in the live stream. Okay, so that's for next week. Sorry about the delay, but I think you know why. And this competition, this is one we actually did, I think, about a year ago. It might have been a bit more recent than that, but I'm going to do it again because I enjoyed it so much and the pictures were so interesting. We're doing food and drink again. Food and drink. Still a macro competition though. So no other really strict rules. We're going to stick to the the winners only get to submit one picture rule for the time being. But I think I'm going to start, after about a year of somebody only being able to submit one, I'm going to let them start submitting two again, because that would be fun. Great pictures to look at. But I haven't done that yet. So for now, it's the same. So food and drink for April, and What Is It will be judged and the results given out on Tuesday at the live stream. Okay. Thank you to Susan Seaford, who just happened to also show up down in Florida at the Tampa meeting for 3 books that she has given me access to read and review. I have only read one of them, and that's the one that I left upstairs in my bed chamber. So I don't have that one to show you, but I've got a picture of it if I can find it. It's by Matt Doogoo. Doogue. How in the world do you pronounce that name? I don't know, but it's a fundamentals of close-up photography. It's got a lot of insect stuff in it. It's very, very good. Well written. Certainly for a beginner, it would be a wonderful book to get. And yeah, I really enjoyed reading through that last night. It's not quite of the same caliber as other close-up photography texts that we may have read lately, but that would be very difficult to do. But this is a good book, well illustrated, a lot of fun to read. The next one really surprised me. I haven't read it yet, but I have thumbed through it, and it is an absolutely gorgeous book. Let me show it to you. It's from Ben Hall and Ross Hodnott. This one is Wildlife Photography Workshop. It's absolutely one of the most complete looking books I've looked at on the subject. Just going through the chapters at the front, they cover everything in here: composition, lighting, birds, creative assignments, post-processing, plant life, mammals, equipment, exposure. It's just wonderful. And the pictures, which of course I'd look at first, are absolutely fantastic. Lots of great stuff, including lots of macro. So yeah, I'm going to read this one, and next time I talk about it, I'll give you a more complete rundown on it. But this fellow Ross Hodnott is an English guy, I believe. I've never met him, never talked to him, but I hear a lot about him, and Susan is a big fan of his, so this is a book I'm really looking forward to reading. By the way, any of this stuff, I'm going to put some links in the notes. I haven't done so yet, but I'll do it probably this evening. So if you're interested in any of these things, I'll tell you where you can get them. Now, the person that we met down in Florida was Kirsten Hines, and she has written this wonderful text, Wild Florida, an Animal Odyssey. And as a professional photographer, of course, it is illustrated beautifully, and I'm really looking forward to reading this book. Sorry about the glare on the pages. That wasn't there when I first did it. Anyhow, lovely, lovely pictures, and I'm very much looking forward to reading this one. So it was great to be in the same conference as this very talented lady. So there you go, Wild Florida by Kirsten Hines. Absolutely fantastic. I'll give you a better rundown of the Matt Dugu book when I can show it to you in person. Okay, all right. New tools. Also, with many thanks to Susan, I'm going to leave the other camera on. Do you know what that is? That is a JIS screwdriver. And if you've ever taken a microscope apart, a Japanese microscope, you know you need one of these because you can't get the screws to come off otherwise. These things are gorgeous. They're beautifully engineered. They work fantastically on this Japanese precision-made equipment. But that's the smallest one I have. Not anymore. Look at these things. These are also JIS, the Japanese Industrial Standard. Oh dear. These are very, very nice screwdrivers. They're heavy, made of steel. They've got this spongy bit so you can hold them and, you know, like that. Yeah. I think my camera's too close, isn't it? Maybe I could point it up. Every time I touch it, it flips it upside down. But anyway, that's the thing. Absolutely lovely. And it's got 4 of the hex head, I mean, the Phillips-like ones, and then 2 flat ones for invisible screws. That is so small. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Very precise and beautiful. These are such a treat to have. And I think I know why she gave them to me. Can't blame her for this. It's because she also deposited this in the boot of my car. You probably recognize this. This is a microscope focus block. Let me show you the whole thing. There it is. It's normally situated like this, and it has optics up here and a stage here and a platform down here, and this is the whole microscope. But this is all we need to make a focus block stepping device for precision stepping down to 1/10 of a micron. I recently designed a housing that holds a motor on one side and turns the fine focus knob so that you can take steps as small as 1/10 of a micron, which is 10 times finer than the Stackshot can do. So she followed the instructions. She got me the microscope. From there on, I can do everything. I'll take the microscope, I'll take it apart, I'll clean it, I'll replace anything that's broken in it, I'll put it back together, I'll chop off part of it that we don't need, and then I'll do all the drilling that needs to be done, and then I'll mount this device that holds the motor. I'll put new cables on it, and I will do it for whatever stepper motor you already have, for whatever macro linear rail that you have. So if you have a Stackshot, I'll do this to work with a Stackshot controller. So you just plug this into your regular controller and use it and get teeny tiny steps. If you have a Wii Macro, I can do it for that too. I can also do it for any other stepper driven rail that you have. The trick is, though, you have to get the microscope to me, because that's a pain to find them. They don't cost very much, 50 to 100 bucks. The expensive part is paying me to do it. If you are a regular person and you want to do this, it's going to cost you $350. That's how long it takes, and I supply the motor, the cables, the cage, everything to put it together, and I include the shipping. So that's what it costs. Very expensive. If you happen to be a Patreon person, then you get it for $200, including all of that. So just think about that. Or don't think about it if you don't want one. But if you want one, find a BH2, Olympus BH2 microscope that has a working fine focus and have it sent to me. And you can get in touch with me and do that. Let me say one thing about this and about the polarizing thing, my crystal viewer. This is important. If you want one of these, you need to let me know. I'm talking now about this, but also the microscope thing. You need to let me know through one site only, and that's the Walls app. www.walls _app.com. Go to the Walls app, leave me a message, and in it say, I want a polarizing viewer, or I want a focus block. I will get in touch with you and we'll make whatever arrangements we need to make. But you need to do it there. Now, listen, if you have already got in touch with me through email or smoke signals, or you came to my house and told me this, you have to do it through the Walls app. Again, sorry about that, but I'm desperately afraid I'm going to miss somebody if I do it that way. So even if you emailed me 3 weeks ago and said you want one of these, please go to the Walls app. And if you did get in touch with me earlier, say, by the way, I sent you an email on such and such a date asking for one. And that way I'll move you in the list to wherever you need to be. It's a first come, first served. These take hours and hours to make. So yeah, you'll get yours made in the order you ask for it. Deal? Okay. If you have any questions, let me know what they are, and I'll probably answer them in the next live stream so everybody can hear what the concern is. I'm not turning into a factory. It's just I want you to have an opportunity, if you want to either use these or make them yourself. That's the other thing I should have said. All the 3D plans are yours for free. I've got them on my website, and for the Patreon folks, I've published them over there. I also have a list of every single thing you need to have to put it to buy so that you can put it together. And there's lots of electronics that go in it. Not lots. There are a few little things that go in it. Switches, plugs, wires, and what have you. So if you want to do it yourself, by all means do. I'm happy to give you the plans, and there's no charge for that. Okay? All right. So that's that done. But if you're planning on doing the focus block, you can let me know now so that you can get in the line, but I can't start until I have your microscope. Just saying. Susan, those weird looking smooth knobs that you had on the focus device here, I pulled them off. Turns out they were just fake. They come off. I've never seen these before. Smooth buttons for the fine focus. But anyway, there you go. There was 2 of them. But they're not particularly useful now. So what were we going to talk about next? Yes, we did all of that. Did I tell you that you can get those focus blocks for about 50 to $100 if there's no optics on them? And it doesn't matter if you get the whole microscope. If you find one that's cheap, I have found them in auctions where they were selling 4 of them for just the whole microscope for nothing. So if you come across something like that, buy them all and then get in touch, because I might buy the other 3 from you, just so I've got some. Okay, all right. What is next? I can't remember. Oh, I know what it was. The price of the cross polarizer. I don't know what that's going to be yet. When you order one, I'll let you know, and I'll get in touch, and you can say yes or no to that. But I'm trying to figure out how long it takes and how much it costs to buy all the parts. But I run out of filament very quickly making these. But you don't care about that, do you? So don't worry about it. Now, talking about polarizing doodads, I want to show you a video. And then I want to talk to you a little bit. Well, I'll tell you what. I took the sound off the video, so I'll just talk to you while I'm showing it to you. Let me see if I can find it before I change screens. Okay, so this is a video that I made this morning. You may recognize it as a birefringent crystal on a slide. What this was a mixture of stuff that I made up last week before I went to Florida. And when I got back, I'd plated it out on some slides. And when I got it back, the slides were bone dry and had a little rim of birefringence. I zoomed in on that with my microscope, and that's what we're looking at here, is under cross-polarized light. We're seeing something that I cannot explain, And I thought I'd show it to you because it demonstrates that crystal photography can actually include crystal videography, and it can involve real-time image collection. Now this video goes on for about 4 or 5 minutes, and I'm gonna let it play out. I speed it up at several points to go through it. But let me tell you what I think is happening. Now, I don't know this for a fact. You probably need to be a physicist or something to know it for a fact. But this mixture of chemicals, which, let me get my piece of paper, which includes acetyl alcohol, acetanilide, dissolved in MEK and ethanol. And I had to add water to it to get everything to dissolve. But I plated it out, and a week later I came back, and all of the blobs of liquid had completely dried out. So I put one in the viewer, and I started looking at it. And this is what I saw. You're seeing it in real time. You're seeing exactly what I saw. There is no liquid on this slide that I could see. And I believe what might be happening as a result of the light that's shining up through the subject, and the heat maybe from that, some of the crystals, which probably contain water molecules, they're hydrous crystals, I think, are releasing their water, and other crystals are redissolving and recrystallizing. I don't know. I'm trying to find out. I'm talking to some people who understand crystals, but I watched this go on for an hour, and I have never seen anything quite like it. At the end, it does something really weird, so we're gonna keep watching it. But if anybody out there is a chemist, that was just, I moved the image to the center of the screen. It's not really any larger, but wait for the speed to change from 4 times. This is sped up 4 times. When I change it back to half speed, you're going to see something else that I can't really explain. Just incredibly odd. And that will start in just a second. See, these crystals are coming and then they're disappearing again. Things are dissolving and things are recrystallizing. And I'm not doing anything. This is just sitting under the microscope. So in just a second, we're going to slow it down now. And look at this thing coming in from the right. It seemed to me like something bizarre was happening with the crystals, and they were stabilizing. That turned out not to be true, but look at the way that sweeps across the slide. Very, very strange. Anyway, keep watching, because I'm going to speed it way up in just a second and show you what happened, because there's one other phenomenon I don't understand that I'd love to hear about. So we're up to 8 times speed now. And in just a minute, the crystal's going to start to develop on the inside of this ring. And that's when the other weird thing happens. Isn't this beautiful? The reason I did this, the reason I recorded this, was a friend of mine is looking for some examples of crystals that are interesting to watch in development. And this is certainly one of them, because this happened quite fast. So look what's happening in the center of the crystal there. It's going from being a birefringent crystal with obvious polygons to this gray amorphous mass, which appears to have some kind of a rind on it. I have no idea what's going on here and why the crystals would fall apart and leave this black mess in the middle. But anyway, thoroughly fascinating and mesmerizing process to watch. Look, it's doing that remodeling thing in the middle again. So if anybody knows what this is, or could give me some kind of a pointer on where to go to find out, please do. My AI didn't know what it was, so it's probably a tough question. But wasn't that interesting? Anyway, that was the video I shot this morning. I've got some more video that I don't have it yet, actually. I will have it. I shot it when I was visiting with Bud Parrott last weekend, or actually it was this week, wasn't it? Just a few days ago. We were photographing some life forms under his new microscope. What a microscope that was. And got some footage of some really interesting creatures. And as soon as I get that footage, I'm going to edit it and show it to you, because I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. So that'll be something to look forward to. All right. Now, completely changing the subject. While I was down in Florida, I met with my sponsor, Robert Wester, who's also a member of this august group of macro photographers. And we had lots of conversations, and he asked me at one point if I would be interested in looking at a couple of new to him enlarger lenses, new to me too, I would hasten to add. And I said, absolutely. I'm always excited to look at new lenses and give them a going over. So I'm going to show you what he gave me to look at, because I think they're fascinating. I've done a bit of research on them, and I'm going to be testing them this week and making a video of them this week. So let me show you what we have, and this should be a lot of fun to do. I'm very excited about it. So the lens, the first one you'll recognize. This is the classic EL Nikkor 50mm f1.8N from Nikon. This is probably the prototypical enlarger lens that we use, reversed for macro photography from about 1:1 up to 2.5, 3:1. Flat as can be, beautiful images, sharp as a tack. I love this lens. I would say I have taken more studio macro photographs with this lens than with any other. So the next one is in the same line of lenses. This is another EL Nikkor. This is a 75mm f4. F1.4, I wish. Yeah, f4. It's a very interesting lens. It's best in reverse if you're shooting above 1:1, and it is as flat as the 50. So it's a very good lens from that perspective. It's not quite as sharp by everything I've read on it, all the reviews I've read, but it's still a very, very nice lens. I don't know how much Robert paid for these. I think he got them as a lot. But this is a variation on the classic, and I'm really looking forward to trying this one. I've told you before that the f4 in the 50mm is a terrible lens, and it is. But the 75 has a much better reputation, so we're going to try that. The next one is absolutely amazing. This is the Schneider Kreuznach Componar 1:4 50 or f4 50mm enlarger lens. Doesn't look like it could enlarge much, does it? But it's beautifully made. It has a wonderfully smooth aperture ring. I don't know if you can see that. Yep. It's beautifully made. It's as heavy as these lenses. And this is from 1956, I believe. And it is absolutely clean. It doesn't have anything in it. And I'm very excited to try this out. In doing my research, let me show you what I found. It's I was trying to find out what I could, see if there was any information on the internet. And let me show you. Oh, I found the thing about the book. I'm going to show you that first. So this was the book I was talking about. Close Up, The Complete Guide to Macro Photography by Mr. D, we'll call him. So this was the book. It's on Amazon if you want to get it, but it's absolutely fantastic. I'll leave a link. The one I read last night. Anyhow, this is the lens that I'm talking about here, the Componar. There was another lens, the Companon, that came out a good bit later. I'm going to flip this thing around so you can see what I was reading. It's right in here. The Companar 50 f4. It was an enlarging lens with a Leica mount, and yeah, this lens, I've got one other document somewhere. No, I must not have saved it. This lens came out in the early 60s and was really revered as a very, very fine enlarger lens. And it has since been written about by macro photographers who, and actually regular photographers who use this thing for walking around photography. So it's very, very interesting, and I'm extremely excited to give this a try. The lens is in perfect condition. Not particularly expensive now. I mean, you can get one of these for $50, which is about the price of the two EL Nikkors. The one I'm most excited about is this one. I don't know if anybody has ever seen one of these, but I had not. I don't know if you can read that. This is a Ross Resolux. Ross Resolux 11mm f4 enlarging objective, it's called. It is as heavy as all the rest of these lenses put together, and I have never heard of Ross or the Resolux, but it is it's an absolutely beautiful piece of work. Lovely smooth aperture that works just fine, and a lot I found written about this lens. I don't know if, I can't remember where I put the darn web page, but I've got a picture of it here actually. Let me show you. Yeah, so this was the picture I found. I did find I did find some articles about it, people that have been using it as a camera lens, people that have been using it as a macro lens. It's a very interesting focal length, 11mm, but this is going to be the one I enjoy playing around with the most. It certainly is a gorgeous piece of gear. I can't wait to see how it does. So this is going to be another upcoming video, I think, depending on how the pictures are. If they're terrible, I might not make a whole video on it, but there you go. While we're talking about equipment, there are a couple of other things I want to show you. The first arrived while I was gone. Now, a lot of you may know that I've been working on a setup to use a beam splitter with a high power, high numeric aperture microscope objective in order to battle the very short working distance by using epi illumination. Epi illumination is where you shine light, in this case through a diffuser, into a beam splitter that then directs some of the light down onto the subject, which is down here. And that way, even though the working distance is only about 0.5 millimeter in front of this silver part, it allows you to light the subject and have enough light to photograph it. But my setup had been so ungainly and wobbly that I wasn't able to get any good images, but I was able to find this adapter, and I'm using the Nikkor micro Nikkor 200mm f4 as my relay lens, which is one of my favorite relay lenses. It keeps everything very compact, as you can see. Well, as you can't see, I should say. Yeah, my picture's not quite big enough to show you the whole thing, but anyway, it's way more compact than the other rig that I had, which had tubes to the other end of the room. But this adapter, which I had never seen one of these before, but a little bit of research, it is a T2 to 62mm. It's basically a 62 to 42mm step down ring, but it fits perfectly to the beam splitter and to the lens and makes everything tight and compact. If you're wondering about this brass adapter here, this is from RAF Camera. This is 25mm, and I needed something 26 to fit this. So that's the only other adapter that you need. So there's the whole setup, and I'm very pleased with it. I hope it takes decent pictures. So that's one piece of equipment that I thought you might be interested in seeing. There's another piece that I want to tell you about. This is just a gift that I was given in Florida by Mr. Wester. This is a very, very nice Joby Ultra Plate 208. That's the sticker from the wrapper of it. And this is an absolutely lovely low-profile plate, which I will have many, many uses for, both in the field and in the studio. I'm very excited to try it. I've heard about these before, never actually tried it. So it's a Joby brand, very nice, well made. And he also lent me something that I have been trying to get my hands on for years, and, well, not trying very hard because I didn't go out and buy one. I'm the last person in macro world to have the opportunity to try out the Platypod, which Robert tells me is the Platypod company is owned by a physician. So yeah, that means he's a good guy, because we all are, right? So there we are. I have a Platypod to test. I'm going to, the weather's getting nice here, so maybe in the next short while I'll get to take this outside and try it as an outdoor macro platform. It's very nice. It's got really dangerously sharp spikes on under those rubber feet. Look at that. Fantastic. So, yep. Cannot wait to give this a try, and I will tell you exactly what I think about it as soon as I get done with that. That's a very interesting looking blue screw, isn't it? I don't know what that's for. Probably a quick release plate. But anyway, I'll tell you much more about this when I've had a chance to use it. But thank you again to Robert for lending it to me. I do appreciate it. I'll give it back to you in some kind of condition. Yeah, good condition, I promise. The packaging, by the way, is also first rate. Look at this. Absolutely one of these lovely magnetic boxes that I am so fond of. There you go. It's got little magnet. Well, again, it's got magnets up here somewhere in the rim. And when you close it, it snaps shut. That's so classy. If I ever invent something really worthwhile, I'll put it in one of these boxes. So, one other thing, again, thanks to Mr. Wester, he called me before the meeting in Florida and said, hey, well, he didn't say that. He was much more gentlemanly than that. He said, I have a Stackshot 3X. You have a Stackshot regular. Would you like to swap? And I said, absolutely. And yeah, we swapped. So I now have the Stackshot 3X, which is the only thing that has held me back from reviewing this and basically writing a how to use it video, so that anybody who has this will know how to use this as a 3-axis moving platform. This will allow us to do things like stacking and stitching, which we haven't been able to do before. But you can stack in 3 different axes, rotational, sideways, forward and backwards. It's just like a regular Stackshot, only better. And can't wait to use it. It's very exciting. I think it has a touch screen. Haven't even had a chance to plug it in yet, and it will work with 2 cameras. Very nice indeed. So I'm excited to give this a go and get some video content made for those of you who are interested in same. So good stuff there. Now the next thing is going to take just a few minutes to talk to you about, and I can't show it to you because I can't get it out of my car. I got a call from my good friend and the channel's good friend, Bud Parrott, who lives about halfway between me and Tampa. And one of the reasons I drove down to Tampa was I wanted to drop in on Bud and see his incredible studio and all the work he's done to build the most enviable macro lab you've ever seen. Just so well put together, so clever and thoughtfully designed. So I wanted to see all of that and actually get my hands on his new microscope, the Nikon scope that he has, along with the really nice Zeiss microscope he had before that. And I wanted to see all of that firsthand. But he was calling me to find out if I would be interested in taking off his hands a printer that he no longer used or needed. And, I have two Canon printers. You can see them behind me with stuff piled on them, which is not a good thing to do. But yeah, I have a Pro 100 and a Pro 10. They are fantastic printers. I love them, use them all the time. And I said, well, Bud, I've got two printers, three printers if you count the rubbishy one over there that I print the other stuff on. But he said, no, you might want to think about this printer. If you have any way to get it back into your studio, this would be one that you might like. I'm going to show it to you. Because I had really no experience with this, and I didn't know what printer he was talking about. So I'll show you what it was. It's this. This printer is unbelievable. It is the Epson 7880 model. It is a roll printer that is 24 inches wide, 2 feet wide, and the roll of paper is some 8 feet long or thereabouts. It is a pro printer in every sense of the word, and it takes, I think, 9 or 11 different colors into big cartridges that go in down here, and it just makes some of the most beautiful pictures. I saw many of them in Bud's house, but he doesn't need this anymore, and I thought this would be just a wonderful addition, and I am going to also not really review this because you can't buy it anymore. There's an updated version of this 7880, but this is the slightly older one, but it's certainly going to be worth doing some videos on. I really cannot wait to see. Not only did he give me the printer, but he also let me have the remaining supplies that he had, which included some rolls of paper and a set of inks, which right there is massive. So I am so excited. I keep going out to the garage and looking in my car and enjoying looking at it, but that's all I can do because yeah, I'm going to have to find 3 or 4 people to help me get it back out of the car because it weighs a lot and it's exactly the size of the back of my car. So I've got the legs and everything for it. So as soon as I get it in here, I'll show it to you and we'll do some printing. This is so exciting. I cannot wait to get going with that. It turns out that my good friend Mike Canfer, who's a friend of the show, and many of you know, Mike is the most knowledgeable person I know on using high-end printers and color management in Photoshop and Lightroom. So he is going to help me get this set up and organized and ready to go. So very, very excited. Thank you, Bud. And thank you, Robert, and thank you, Susan. Thank you guys for everything you've done to make this quite the most remarkable week. So much new stuff to try and talk about and make, and yeah, it's exciting. These are good times. There's one other thing I want to tell you about. This was fantastic. I had been gone for most of a week, and when I arrived back, it was at 3 o'clock in the morning on I guess Wednesday morning, after driving I think 20 something hours. I can't remember. I'm to show you how tired I was also listening to a good book, but I missed my turnoff and went to the wrong city. I drove to St. Louis instead of where I was going. Can you believe that? And kept going for 100 miles. Probably shouldn't have shared that story, should I? Anyway, St. Louis wasn't very nice. That's when I realized I was in the wrong place. So I turned around and drove the right way and eventually made it home. And when I got home, would you believe I was tired? I was tired. And I was going to go straight to bed, but I couldn't help notice that there was a package sitting on the counter from Australia. And I don't get many packages from Australia, so I thought I have to open that. Well, this was what was in it. Mixos and Musings by Steve Young. Now, a lot of you who are into photographing slime molds probably know Mr. Young, because you've probably heard Alison Pollock talk about him. He is a good friend of hers. We have talked about him. Several of you have recommended his work to me. So he is a known element. And I have never met the man. I've never had an opportunity to talk to him. And he sent me this book, which I'm going to show you some of the contents of, because it is absolutely gorgeous. And it's not just beautiful pictures of slime molds, which is his thing, by the way. It's signed by the author, which is lovely. And I looked through this when I got in and could not believe it. It is filled with poetry as well as photographs. And these are really, really nice photographs. And I love the words in here. Look at these. I hope there's no glare on that, not too much. So absolutely lovely. He's in Australia, you know, he's had an opportunity to see some of the weirdest of the weird slime molds. Look at these things. Isn't that marvelous? Anyway, this book, if you are a fan of the slime mold, you need to get yourself one of these. I got in touch with Mr. Young and asked him where people could look at this. I would so love to find one of those, but I don't think they have them over here. I'll have to ask Alison. But anyway, look at that. Amazing. Just amazing. Anyway, if you want one of these, I will put a link to Steve Young's website in the show notes. I think it might actually be back here in the book. Yeah, either way, I'll put it in the show notes, and I'll put it on my website. I think it's pretty obvious. When you hear it, you'll say, "Oh, that would obviously be his website." No, I can't remember it and I can't find it, but I will get it and I'll put it on the show notes so that you'll know in case you want to get one, because this is a lovely, lovely little book to have. Great photographs, lovely writing, and just an interesting story. Check out his website. I do know his website. It's I think it's Steve Young Photography. It's kind of like Alan Wall's photography, only with a different name. So check that out. steveyoungphotography.com.au. That's it. Pretty sure that's it. So on top of that, we entered into a back and forth on the email. So I was thanking him for sending me the book and giving me a chance to look at it. And I told him that I would definitely be sharing this with you guys, because I know many of you are just love these nice books that come out occasionally. But I kind of stuck my neck out a little bit, and I asked Steve if he'd be interested in coming on the channel for a conversation, to tell us a little bit about his life in macro photography and his experiences in Florida, and where this whole project of Mixos and Musings came from. And he was very gracious and agreed on the spot to do so. Now he's off into the bush. Is that what they call it? The outback, somewhere like that. He's off to outback for a month or more to do some mixo photography. So he's going to be out of pocket for a little while. But when he gets back, he's going to get in touch, and we are going to sit down to a conversation. And I'm going to share that with you as soon as we get it done. He's a fascinating guy. He's got a great story, and he's a really interesting person. I think you're going to enjoy that a lot. So that is coming up in our series of videos on interesting fungus photographers. So exciting stuff. I told you it was good. And you know what? Have I run out of things to say? I think I have. So I'm going to start saying hi to people. And I may just tell you a little bit about the drive to Florida. I already told you I got lost coming home. Didn't tell you I got lost going there as well. I think I won't tell you that actually, so forget I said that. If you're interested, by the way, in coming to the After Stack this Saturday, which is at 10 o'clock in the morning, as I said before, and you have a photograph that you want the group to help you look at and talk about, compare ideas about your post-production treatment of the image, put them in the Google Drive, whatchamacallit, file, yeah, that I have announced previously. It's in the last blog post, and there will be a link so that you can go over there and drop the picture off. If you do that ahead of time, both Bud and I get a chance to look at the pictures in advance and think about them, and just be more prepared to talk about them. So if you have one, any macro photograph that you want help editing, or you want the group to discuss, bring it along. This is a wonderful opportunity for anybody who does macro photography to learn from other people who've been doing this for a long time. Not just Bud and I, but the whole crew will chime in with their opinions and ideas. And it's a great way to learn how to get the most out of your editing time. Interestingly, Bud and I do things very differently, almost all the time when it comes to editing, and you get to hear completely different ideas, and then you can decide what works best for you. So it's very useful, I think. Okay, so let's see who's here. I haven't been doing a good job of keeping up, and I have no idea who made it today. Probably a lot of people didn't know we were even doing this. Let me see. Oh my goodness, yes, lots of chit chat going back and forth. Graham's here. Alan is here. Hi, Alan. Good to see you again. Back here in Middle Earth. Yep. Finally. Roy's here from sunny Worcestershire, UK, and Ingolf from Germany, where it's warm and sunny, but with cold nights. In Florida, by the way, it was warm and sunny and not cold at night. So I was driving back from Florida on Wednesday, Tuesday, something like that, and I was wearing just a light shirt and enjoying the warm weather, and drove for 3.5, 4 hours without stopping, and then I needed to get petrol, so I stopped at the gas station, hopped out the car, and it was like being thrown into a swimming pool full of ice cubes. I mean, it was that cold, and there was a blowing wind, and yeah, I thought, oh, I'm back in Middle Earth. Isn't that nice? It's snowing in New York, according to Alan, which I certainly can believe. Anita is here from the Netherlands. Hi, Anita. And Dimitris is here from Athens. David from the Northeast. Welcome, David. And who else is here? UAE photographer. His message was taken away, probably because he put a link in there to something. But there you go. Nick, looks like the music is back. Absolutely. And this time I have included, and will from now on include, a picture that warns people that this is not actually the live stream. This is just the intro. I tried to make a countdown for it, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. It was too complicated, and I was trying to get out of town. So yeah, if anybody knows how to make a countdown timer, then I can put that up instead of just having the lizard talking to you. But it was better than nothing. So that one was for Mr. Stone. So hopefully, Mr. Stone, you didn't sit there thinking this was the worst live stream you've ever seen because of just the music. So there you go. It's fixed partially. But anyway, Nick, I am comfortable in my chair. Game on. Right enough. Well done, you. Gary's here. Greetings, Gary. And let me see. Alistair, thank you, sir, for being here and for doing all you do. Same goes out to Bud, who I don't believe is here, or is he? Two of our bouncers. Anita noted that the name of Alan was spelled wrong in the magazine. Yes, you noticed that. I didn't notice that. until today. I did notice it today when I was looking at it, but yeah, I don't really, it doesn't bother me. Everybody spells my name wrong. Nobody spells it Allan, but that is the way it's spelled. Well, my mum and dad did, but nobody else. I do believe it's the Scottish spelling of Alan. But you can call me anything you want, Anita. But thanks for pointing that out. Let's see. Borderland Peppers is here. Greetings. And, all right. I'm not reading the messages right now. Joseph made it. Excellent. Glad you're here. How is Detroit? Sunny, apparently. Fantastic. Joseph, I hope you have some comments down below about the lenses we were looking at. I'd be very interested to hear your thoughts. I'm sure you probably have several of them. Let me see. All right, this is where the messages. Oh, who's talking about a Stewart platform? I once started trying to build a Stewart platform. You know what that is, guys? It's a system of it's a table supported by groups of linear actuators. I think it's 2 on a corner, and the linear actuators can only move up and down, but they're connected to the edges of the table, so the table can move in any orientation with these legs. Turns out to be quite complicated to make. I still want to make one, but yeah, when am I going to do it? In my spare time. I don't have any. But, all right, let me see. I need to run down to the bottom of this so that I can see the, Joseph, ARG, the 75mm f4. ARG is usually not a word you use if you're getting ready to clap for it. So, what reminds you of the Andromeda Strain? That was one of my favorite books. Absolutely loved that book. I read it when I was a kid. So good. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but the book was fantastic. All right. David Brown, 2.8, he said. 1.3, I responded. Pierre Soro is here. Greetings, Pierre. How's Paris? Lovely, I hope. Perhaps your breath was dissolving the very thin film of crystals on the slide, causing melt and recrystallization. It could have done, were I breathing, but I wasn't. Well, I was breathing, but I was breathing over here. The microscope is 15 feet over there, and I don't think I was doing anything, and there was no fan or anything down here at the time. I was mesmerized by what was going on there. It did look like it was melting and recrystallizing. That's fairly, I think, fairly apparent. But I don't know where the liquid was coming from unless some of the crystals that I'd made were hydrous. I guess if they had, 7 water molecules in them and something like the heat changed or the pressure or something, then they might go back into solution. And then why would something else crystallize, though? The crystals were different, the ones that melted and the ones that came back. Very strange. I was fascinated by that. Aberrations up the wazoo, says Joseph, talking about the 75 f4. Well, I look forward to trying it. The 50 f2.8 goes for about 50. He says the 50mm f2.8 goes for about $50, so you can get it for 40 if they include the 75 f4. So Joseph hates the lens. We'll have to try it out and see. I wonder what he thinks of any of the others. I'm going to have to read through these in a little bit. Oh dear. David's now getting upset because Joseph said his lens wasn't any good, but 11 centimeters, not 11 millimeters. 11, did I say 11 millimeters? That was a mistake. My bad. I did have to talk for a long time there. Okay, I tell you what, we're out of time. So what I'm going to do is read through all of these comments. If there's anything in there that needs a response or a reply, I'll give it on Tuesday. The competition results will be on Tuesday. The new competition for this month is food and drink, macro food and drink. not macaroni, just macro, food and drink. Thank you everybody for coming. If I didn't say hi to you, it's because I didn't see your name. But I'm glad you came, and please come back again. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here today. See you on Saturday. If not, then see you on Tuesday. Thank you and have a great weekend.